And now it's time for inspiration and thought exchange brought to us by today's speaker. We invite everyone to address our assembly with words of inspiration, lessons learned, or passionate ideas. Every opinion expressed here is strictly that of the person who gives it. Let us consciously and lovingly agree to disagree if it doesn't resonate with us. The topic for today is metaphysical light. What is it and how can we work with it? The same, right? Okay, awesome. I know sometimes we pick a topic and have it announced and then spirit goes, nope, we're doing this instead. Yeah, sometimes that happens. All right, and the bio I have for this is an older bio, but I'm going to give it, and we'll see if you have any updates. I'll let her give them to you. Rev Renée Roth is our speaker today. She holds a degree in early childhood education, has been an advertising executive, and is now self-employed in the apartment management field. She became ordained in 2017 through the Church of the Angels and is currently on the board. Well, that's current now again, isn't it? It's wonderful. Renee is trained in pranic healing, pranic psychotherapy, and pranic crystal healing. She also is trained to be a oneness blessing giver, which is also known as receiving Diksha. Renee also practices mediumship and is an artist who paints, writes poetry, plays guitar, and a little piano. Being adopted into an Orthodox Jewish family at birth, spirituality was a way of life for her. And since she was a teenager, she's been reading books about life after death and metaphysics. Renee is on a lifelong discovery of who she is and what we as humans are capable of in terms of our abilities to manipulate our energy through focused intention for personal and worldly expansion and healing. She feels, respects, and believes we are a one universal soul living out our different experiences. And with that, I give you Reverend Renée Roth.
Thanks, Jenny.
Chippy.
Okay. Thanks. So that bio still applies. Really don't know if I'd add much to it. There's one addition. I was adopted into a Orthodox Jewish family. About 6 years ago or so, I found my biological mother, and she now lives with me. So, that's a significant update that I wanted to share. So thank you guys for coming out today. I know it was for some, it may have been should I or shouldn't I? And whether you came or not, I'm glad that you're part of this church. And the ones who are here, thank you. So I know I'm speaking to some people here who are more advanced in metaphysical topics than most of the population. And to those people, I hope my talk on metaphysical light is nothing less than a refreshing reminder of one of our many divine aspects of being a human being. And to the others whom the topic of metaphysical light is new, I ask that you keep an open mind, because we're more than physical. We are more than what we think and do. We are extraordinary manifestors and powerful light beings of a universe so much bigger than what we can comprehend. So, we all heard the terms and phrases such as light workers, calling in the light, and sending light. But what does it really mean? What is working with light? So, let's pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Visualize and call in the light. Okay, open your eyes and take a deep breath. Now raise your hand if you were able to call in the light. Okay, great. A lot of you already knew how to do that. And for those that weren't able to, I have a feeling you may have a good idea after this talk. We all do it in our own intuitive way. We also practice using our intuition whenever we work with light. The concept of light seems to be an ageless and universal one. It is also central to almost every religion and spiritual practice. Energetically, white light is the highest frequency we can engage. Metaphysical light is a central point of life or energy in every atom, composing the substance that comes from all physical manifestation. We have never been less than light. The light is a total beingness of consciousness on all levels at all times. Light is everywhere. The energy of spiritual metaphysical light is a force and activator that is present within all things. It is everywhere to a greater or lesser degree. The light is more active in a tree than it is in a boulder. It's more active in a horse than it is in a tree. But its presence in all of them, and although they may not be consciously aware of it, the presence and awareness of light is most uniquely active within the human consciousness. When we work with light, we're also aligning ourselves with the creative source of higher spiritual planes and our higher selves. The term light refers to spiritual light or metaphysical light that is from creative force and an aspect of God or source. It comes from the spiritual dimensions. It's pure, uncorrupted, and available for our use. There are many benefits of receiving light, and over time, it can cause your mind to expand, your heart to open, and your spirit to awaken. When you receive vibrating light, your energy responds by vibrating higher and faster. When your vibration rises, you become more like spirit. And living as your spirit is the goal of many different paths of spiritual growth. A little history. The term metaphysics of light was coined by Clemens Vinecourt, German, in 1916. Vinecourt spoke of metaphysics of light to denote very generally the identification of the intelligible world with light. And since God was theorized as a first principle of every intelligent nature, and every intelligent nature was identified with light, the metaphysics of light ultimately denoted the identification of God. The physical light emerges as the natural power of the first material element of the world, which is fire. Metaphysical light is intelligent. Because it obeys the command of the individual who says or is conscious of the I am. The two words I am are the acknowledgement and release of power to create and bring forth into our outer existence whatever quality follows that acknowledgement, such as the statement, I am love and I'm light. An associate professor of chemistry and chemical biology at McMaster says that using light beams along with a hydrogel developed by a Harvard team, the researchers were able to successfully prove the gel light is intelligent. One of the most famous experiments in physics, the double slit experiment, it demonstrates with incomparable uniqueness that suggests that the very act of observing light, a light particle, the very act of observing a light particle has a dramatic effect on its behavior. When I hear about this experiment, I think of the saying, where our attention goes, energy flows. We can use the expression called in light, but truly the light is always here. So we actually are calling ourselves forward into the light. When calling in the light, it's the intention that is so important. So have a clear intention when asking to bring in the light from your highest source possible to fill, clear, surround, and protect you for the highest, healthiest, and best of all concerned. Would anyone have some examples of how you call in the light that you would like to share? If not, that's okay, just curious. Yes, Alan. Wonderful. Perfect. Yes.
When we're doing messages or message work or reading for a client,
Mhm.
whatnot, the act of our opening prayer to ourselves and that grounding brings in the light.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And for, oh, yes, Jimmy. Okay.
First emerging light coming up. Pillars, that's me in the middle.
Beautiful. Yes, Alan. Uh-huh. Yes. Beautiful. Wow. Nice. So receiving. Ending. Yes. Yes. So for me personally, anytime I see a triple digit license plate, this is my daily practice. So, and I may see it multiple times a day. It really, that is my key or my agreement I've made with Source that I will stop whatever I'm doing, bring in the light and pray for myself, others, the world. So great. Thank you for sharing, because everybody has a unique way of doing this. And, I think it's important to hear different aspects of that. So thank you. Metaphysical or spiritual light will never inflict itself on anyone or anything and comes only when invited. You do not condition the light by asking it to do what you feel would be right or what you think you want. You just ask for the presence of light and ask spirit to bring forward whatever is for the highest good. When we send light or place things in light, we are intending that light to be with the person, place, or situation. All we need to do is say, I ask that light be sent to, or we can direct it by saying, I send light to. And you don't have to limit the use of light for negative situations either. Any situation is a good situation to use light. With the highest intention, you can also just say, as Alan mentioned, light. This is a first thought in some people's minds when they hear a siren or hear about a situation that is distressing or challenging. Some people read the newspaper, listen to the news on TV, and their consciousness is light, and for all they hear, read, and see. Light. We become facilitators of the highest action without needing to know exactly what that action is. We don't really know what is working out or what the lesson is, but by sending the light, we are neutral and loving, and we are not meddling. Working with light can and should be simple. It's best when you make working with sending light a natural part of your daily life, like when you wake up in the morning or when you get in your car or when you feel out of balance or before you begin a meeting. There's really no situation or circumstances that you couldn't call in the light for, but some examples are visualizing light in a meditation, bringing light into your body, especially any pain, or your emotions, or send it to people and situations. Visualize light around places, your home, your work, before entering a store. Sending light to people you see throughout the day, blessing everyone with spiritual light. Why not? Send light to future situations to help make it as high vibe as possible. Those are just some ideas. The possibilities are endless. Also, here's some ideas to help make receiving light a habit, and it will transform your life. Merge with pure energy of your compassionate, helping spirit guides. That might be advanced for some. However, the knowingness of the light is really all you need to know, and merging with that light. Connect to unlimited powers of the universe through meditation and prayer. Every breath is a prayer. Use your thoughts to connect to the universe and give gratitude for everything. Time outdoors is the most fundamental ally to change your frequency. Commune with nature to remember the rhythm and timing of the universe, which is vastly different from our human drive to have instant gratification. Experience states of love, light, and oneness, but also learn grounding techniques. Laugh. Korean shamans use laughter as their primary healing tool. Anytime we find ourselves in a lower state, depressed, irritated, or angry, know your go-to to bring you giggles. A YouTube video or a funny joke will bring you back to higher frequencies. Use a drum or other instrument. Sound is a language of the cosmos. The right music, binaural beats, classical music, or even heavy metal at the right moment can break up stagnant energy and alleviate any low vibrational thoughts that can bring you back to being light focused. Walk in your light. Practice sun gazing at dusk or dawn. Get your vitamin D to lift your spirits and stimulate your pineal gland chakra, which is also known as your third eye chakra or ajna. Decalcification of the pineal gland is mandatory for us to achieve a higher state of consciousness and light awareness. Fluoride intentionally shuts it down. So the pineal gland is believed to be linked to perception, awareness, and spiritual communication. The food we eat carries cellular vibrations and memories. So eat foods that are alive with life force energy. While straight vegetarian diet may be the most optimal, small changes like non-GMO and organic and sustainably raised animal products will go a long way. Additionally, bless your food with love and light intentionally. Be clear-minded, because dishonesty and addiction take away from light work. To be pure light in an active light body means holding purity in thoughts, will, and intention. So be mindful with your words. Raise your vibration, because positive vibration and purity of intention must be in place for healing. Okay. Working with light is like working a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger the effects become, and it is strengthened with regular practice. Right now, set the intention to work with light more throughout your daily life. Exposure to natural light helps our bodies produce vitamin D, improves your circulation cycle, sleep patterns, circadian cycle, helps us to focus, enable us to get more done, and even makes us happier. So ensuring we get enough of this vital resource is key to our physical and psychological well-being. Light therapy and phototherapy treatments use specific wavelengths of light to treat many medical conditions, including mood disorders, skin disorders, psoriasis, eczema, acne, sleep disorders, wound healing, and photodynamic therapy. Spiritual light can hold many different vibrations. A vibration means a feeling or experience. When light is sent to Earth, it can be pure light or vibrating light. Vibrating light is light that has one or more vibration in it. One vibrating light frequency sent to Earth is called healing light. Healing light can be absorbed by people, plants, and animals. The belief in color, in light and color therapy as a method for healing is not new. Prior to inventions of drugs, doctors utilized healing properties of the sun to improve health physically and psychologically. Ancient Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, and other major cultures made significant medical uses of light. Egyptians and ancient Greeks are said to have built temples where color healing took place. Sunlight shone through colored gems, such as rubies and sapphire, onto people seeking healing. The sick were color diagnosed, where each color was used for a specific medical problem, and then put into rooms that radiate the particular color prescribed. For the second millennium, from the second millennium BC, the Chinese used color to indicate, among other things, internal organs of the human body. Color is regarded as cosmic chi or energy that shape destiny even. Throw that in there. White light is a name given to what the human eye sees. When all colors All the colors that make up the visible light spectrum are combined. The visible light spectrum is made up of red, yellow, orange, green, blue, indigo, and violet light. When light is shined through a prism, it is broken through these separate colors of visible light spectrum. Most people commonly refer to white light as simply light. However, some holistic healers refer to white light as part of the universe that stores all positive energy. Healing with spiritual light is a shamanic method across cultures that teach us how to be in our own light, and in this way sparks the light in the life around us. Energy healing uses light that restores the balance and flow of energy throughout the body, mind, and soul. Energy healing works directly with the physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of a person and is used to treat different medical and emotional conditions. It addresses illness caused by a disturbance in the flow of energy in the body. It is believed that when the energy flow gets fixed, the person automatically gets cured. There are different types of energy healing techniques which work differently to heal a person. A few of these techniques are Reiki healing, pranic healing, crystal healing, quantum healing, and Qigong. Light is the purest energy there is, coming from the highest source. As we practice and use the metaphysical spiritual light, we can become more and more attuned to its power, protection, and guidance, and blessings. And as we awaken more and more, we will become to realize that we are light in action. And I leave you with this final quote. Practice sending light from your heart to the heart of every human soul you meet. Also send to the spirit of whatever you come in contact with. Animals, trees, plants, flowers, water, and stones. This awakens and expands the light in ourselves. Namaste. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Stay up front for a couple minutes.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I thought we'd have some questions.
Okay.
or comments. Yes, Reverend
Of
Jenni.
course. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So my question is,
Mhm.
and you're kind of,
Okay.
you know, when we do messages, like energy exchange, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just,
Mm-hmm. Right.
so what thread I want and like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have,
Mm-hmm.
but I, you know, I want
Right.
whatever. Where does that allow?
Mm-hmm. Right. So from what I understand, okay, 'cause I've heard that and I've had that question before. So what I understand is, since light is of universe love and source, okay, it can offer nothing but the highest and best. And we're not asking to meddle in someone's business with directing it as a way of, please fix that person's income, you know, because that may not be karmically what that person is here for. You know, please fix that person's, you know, ailment, physical ailment. Again, we are light workers, and sending the light with neutral love and for that person's highest and best includes all the karmic lessons that that person to learn. So I hope that helps. Correct. Right.
Ending the boost. Wherever it may go.
Yes, just light and yeah, to however the person is already being worked on, because whether they're conscious of it or not, they are bringing in light. So we're just sending extra love, I guess you can say. Yeah, a little light boost, right? Thank you. Great question. Thank you.
Anybody else? Questions?
Helen.
Helen.
Yes, Renée, I wanted to say that was a wonderful talk. Thank you so much for
you.
sharing this knowledge. And there was one thing you mentioned a couple things you mentioned that I really liked. One of them was every time you encounter someone, or as often as possible, send them light from your heart. I love that, because everybody could use it. What you send to others, or what you wish for others, you wish for yourself. So as you send them light, you're bringing more light into your life too. So that was one thing. And another thing I really like that you mentioned is when you see angel number license plates, like when you see 3 numbers in like triple digits, I do the same exact thing. Not exactly the same thing, but I always know when I see triple digit license plate, it's the universe trying to tell me something. And I notice if I'm not paying attention, I normally do notice this stuff, but there was this one time where I'm a pretty fast driver, and these 2 cars were going really slow in front of me, and I was about to go crazy. And and then I look at the license plate and 555 is my number, but I see a 555 license plate. I'm like, oh, and then 555. And then all of a sudden they sped up and they got out of my way.
Wow.
And I was like, I know that was the universe's way of trying to be like, hey, Alan, hey, pay
Here's a
attention.
message.
Hey, and once I saw it, boom, they moved out of my way and I could drive.
That's significant.
Yes. So thank you. And then for Cindy, another thing from what I've heard is when you send someone healing energy or light, like without asking them, from what I hear, from what I understand is it will still be for their highest good, like Renee said, like it'll still heal. But if they really aren't meant to receive it, their higher self will block it. So that's just from what I've heard.
They only get what they're meant to receive.
They only
right?
get what they're meant to receive.
And that
Exactly.
is so true, Alan. Whatever we give out, we amplify within ourselves,
Mhm.
for good or not.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
For good or not.
So, yes.
Send good. Mhm.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any others? Well, thank you, Rev Renée.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so very much. Oh, yes,
Thank
really
you,
good.
dear.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. To usher in